Alright, I did it again. I bought some gear, and I'm guilty of doing this so many times in my career. Got the new Insta360 X5. And the idea is for more vlogging style YouTube videos. But what I love about my research on the Insta360 X5 is, of course, the versatility. Now, I've had one of these Insta360s before. Last time I only owned it for a couple months before crash, smashed the lens. This new edition has a replaceable lens. So I'm optimistic that this new lens switch out situation will, of course, help me to have some more longevity with this amazing camera. Now listen, I've done video content creation for real estate for a real long time, and I will always say to people, the gear doesn't equal you creating the content. I have had a YouTube channel for over 12 years. I've done almost 400 videos, and I've recently spoken on a panel of YouTube mastery for agents, and the reality is I'm not using YouTube the way YouTube should be used in 2025, and this is more it. We're going back to more long-form content creation, hopefully exactly like what I'm doing, but this is me making a start. What I was going to say with the Insta360, what I think is very cool is that you can take this same content and put it into either landscape or horizontal mode. And so with that, there's always the dilemma as content creators is, are you filming for YouTube? Are you filming for Instagram? And if you are, you have this dilemma of dealing with what sort of layout you're doing, horizontal or vertical. This camera seems to solve that problem. And what I must resist is this desire to over-edit things. And I do believe it to be true, because I do find myself watching the long-form content exactly because it is somewhat more unscripted, but there needs to be a theme and there needs to be a topic. So really, I'm reintroducing my YouTube channel. And if you're watching this, click to subscribe. But in the meantime, I know what I do in my business. I'm a real estate agent that has done this for over 20 years, and I hope to express more coaching and mentoring for newer agents or longtime agents about what it takes to make it in this business and what it takes to continue to thrive in this business after doing it for over a couple decades. And this more long-form content creation allows an opportunity to pay forward that, what I call mentoring, which I am grateful to have grown up with, of course, because I come from a real estate family, and I had the benefit of working with my dad for 20 years in the business, who worked with his dad as well. So my name in these areas is often synonymous with real estate. Thank goodness, because in the business, it's all about creating name credibility. And of course, one of the things I most look forward to is continuing to show off why I think Calgary, Alberta, Canada is one of the best places to work, live, and play in the world. And with the Insta360, of course, I can be doing things like what I'm doing now, just a day in the life. However, I look forward to expressing the virtues of these areas in this city that I love so much, and I hope to be your local guide. So I guess this long form video moment is literally my debut. I just turned on this X5 here yesterday, came in through Amazon, and we're gonna see if I can resist over editing this content and just putting it out on YouTube. And in terms of showcasing the features of these communities that I love so much, here's a day in life in Kensington. This is Riley Park here, inner city Calgary Northwest. Hi. And this is how I get around. My aspiration is to represent as many listings as possible where I can simply one wheel to work, walk, of course, and living that inner city lifestyle. And I think that's about it. Of course, authenticity is one of the most meaningful things on these platforms today, and it is actually another reason why I desire to lean in more on YouTube, simply because the short form content creation we find on Instagram, the clickbait, the reels, yeah, I've had a ton of fun creating that stuff. However, we all know the death scroll is an extremely dangerous thing. You should be getting hazard pay if you are trying to get inspiration by watching 1 hour of 3 to 5 to 10 second videos. This is not good for the brain. This is not good for the soul. And I feel like I just need to pull myself out of that. Be more intentional about the content being created, and don't be directed by the algorithm to, I'm gonna just say, dance like a monkey, which I've done in order to attract views. And does it win business? Sure, it attracts business in a way. And maybe I'll just leave you with this. In real estate, I have come to believe that proximity is power, and this is in all things, comes from Anthony Robbins' conference that I went to once upon a time. But proximity is power, and that means when someone is making a choice to buy or sell in real estate, very often they're going to use the agent who is in closest proximity. I don't know how the sound is going to be with a lawnmower cutting the cricket cords. I'll just pause. Proximity is power. I have family down in Palm Springs, and it reminds me how beautiful it is down there, but in the mornings there is the lawn mafia that gets roaring with all the power tools shortly after the crack of dawn. Right now we're having that here in Riley Park with the maintenance crew. Whoa, dropping some big branches off these ancient trees here. Hey, and this is going to be full of water here in a few weeks' time, and one of Calgary's true gems here, just this family style wading pool, great place to take the kids. Proximity is power. So when someone makes a decision to buy or sell real estate, very often they're going to be using the real estate agent who is in closest proximity to them, i.e. maybe you're getting personal training at the gym and your trainer is actually looking, I'm using this as an example because that urban athlete I've overseen, another agent in my community, have this exact kind of transaction. And I myself, same thing, working out at Urban Athlete, just have acquired a connection with a family that I've now sold them 2 properties, and I've been back down in this Hillhurst, Kensington community here for about 6 months, since September last year. And however, of course, growing up in the area. So, back to proximity is power. That just simply means if you're top of mind and you're expressing your expertise on the daily level online, that it is a consistent trip feed reminder that this person is a real estate agent, and when it comes time for me to buy or sell, I'm going to be working with them. And again, having that, I'm going to get under the grass here, more authentic angle, giving people a sense of who you are, is sort of the name of the game here. So this is YouTube 2025, and let's just see how this goes, because literally my last video had all of about 15 views. Very well articulated, well content created, just a simple script, but I do look forward to using this as an experiment to see how this long-form vlog style goes. And I believe that well, for the next foreseeable future, I got a plan that ChatGTP has helped me devise, but I'm going to share more of those tech tips and tricks here for newer agents, what I'm up to. And in the meantime, welcome to Calgary. Home sweet home.